Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this bow tie collar. Now it's super easy to adjust for any size dog, cat that you have. And you know what, at the end, I made this already, and at the end of the video I said it. I think you could even make it for a child or an adult. I mean, I think Evelyn would look cute in it. I might make her one because it's really easy to adjust the size of the band and the bow and everything. So it's the universal bow. But today it was Steven's birthday bow tie. He seemed to like it. So it's really easy. So let's go ahead and get started on it. Okay, for this project I'm using Isaac Mizrahi. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's a Premier yarn, and it is a acrylic wool blend. And it's got a little bit of the polymade with it, which is the sparkle that you see in it, the gold sparkle. And it's a 4-way. Any 4-way will work just fine. You don't have to use this brand. But the color that I use, though, if you wanted to use it, is called Parsons. And then I'm going to be using a size H, which is a 5mm crochet hook. And I want to take a minute to ask you not to forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you look in the description box of this video or any of my videos, you'll see an auto subscribe button. Just click that and you'll automatically be subscribed, and you'll never miss any of my videos. So like I said, it's easily adjustable to any size dog or cat that you have. And like, I probably make Evelyn one too, so my baby. So all you do is just you need a chain to fit around the animal's neck, a little snug. I mean, not where it's strangling him or nothing, but a little snug, because it does stretch. Now Steven kind of has a fat head. I chained 42 for him. I don't know if you're going to need that for your cat or not, because like I said, he's a big kitty. But you just make your chain to fit around your animal's head to where it's a little snug, because it will stretch. So go ahead and make that. But I'm going to go ahead and finish my chain of 42. And I just want to put this out there. Steven was in no way harmed in the making of this video. He does not mind wearing crochet things, which I don't make him wear crochet things all the time. But even if I did, he wouldn't care. He likes them. So I just wanted to, it's not animal abuse to make your animals wear crochet things, because I hear that a lot. I just want to put that out there. He's fine. He doesn't even have his bow tie on right now. He's somewhere in the kitchen doing something. So he wasn't hurt. So go ahead and make your chain. I'm going to go ahead and finish my chain of 42. Okay, once you get your chain long enough to go around your cat's or dog's neck, remember, you want to fit just a little bit snug. I mean, not extremely snug, because it does stretch quite a bit. So go ahead and slip stitch into your first chain to form a ring, like that. Now we're going to chain one, and we're going to go right back into that same stitch and single crochet. And now all I'm going to do is work one single crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain until you get back to the beginning. Now, a good thing to do to ensure your chain does not twist, just make sure you're consistently going into the front of the chain. Don't let your chain twist up and then you accidentally start putting your stitches on the back side of it, because that happens. Just make sure you're consistently going in the front of the stitch, putting your single crochet in the front of the chain, I mean, and then your chain won't twist up. So one single every stitch back to the beginning. Okay, once you make it back to the beginning, you should have the same number of chains that you started with. I had 42, so I started with 42, so I have 42 stitches. Now you're going to go ahead and end with the slip stitch into your first single crochet, not the chain one that you did, but the first single. And then what we're going to do is tie that off and clip that yarn. Now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to go around the other side of the chain, right here where you can see where it's kind of got holes and stuff, I'm going to go around that with a row of single crochet. So you can kind of start anywhere you want, but I would start towards the back where you started initially. Just go through one of those stitches and drop a loop and chain one. Now go back into that same stitch and single crochet. I'm going to try to hide these tails as I crochet too, so I don't have so much stuff to sew in here later. Now it's just one single crochet in every stitch again, all the way around back to the beginning. So what we're doing is just kind of cleaning up the other side. Just like that, all the way around back to your starting point. Okay, when you make it back again, you should also have the same number of stitches that you did before. I had 42 again because that's what I started with. Slip stitch into your first single crochet. Now I'm going to tie off here, and that's as thick as I'm going to make my collar. Now if you're doing this for a bigger animal, like a big dog or something, you know, and you want your collar thicker, you can just keep continually going around as many rows of single crochet as you want if you want to make it thicker. And then you just tie off once you get it as thick as you want it to be. So clip that. So that's the collar part. So we're going to set that to the side real quick, and then this is really easy project, and it's really cute. Okay, we're going to start with the slip knot. We're going to make the bow now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and chain I'm going to chain 16. Now this is the length of the bow tie. So again, if you're making it for a bigger animal, you might want to make it a little bigger. If you're making it for a smaller animal, you can make your chain shorter. But this is the length that the bow tie is going to be. Remember, it'll be squeezed in half once we get it as thick as we want it to be. But I did 16. So I'm going to single crochet in the second stitch from the hook, in one single crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain. Okay, I made it to the end, and since I started with 16 chains, I'm going to have 15 stitches now. So if you started with more, you're going to have one less stitch than the chain that you started with. I hope that makes sense, because this pattern is really easy to just make your own. So just go ahead and chain one and turn, and I'm going to put one single crochet right here back into that very first stitch, and then again I'm just going to work one single crochet in every stitch across. What I want is a total of 5 rows of single crochet. So right now I'm working on my second row. I'm going to continue working back and forth. Following me, you'll have 15 stitches at the end of every row until I get 5 rows. So remember, this is row 2, and I'll meet back up with you after I get my 5 rows done. Okay, I got my 5 rows done. Now this is pretty much, it's as thick as your bow tie is going to be, with the exception is I'm going to go around the whole piece one more time to clean up all the edges with single crochet. So if you want it thicker, you can make it thicker. But now what you want to do to get your 5 rows done, or however many rows that you want to do. If you're going to be doing it for a bigger dog, you might want to do a couple more rows. But you just want to chain 1. And now we're going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way down the side here. Just kind of evenly space them out. All we're doing is cleaning up these edges real nice so it looks nice and clean. And when you get to your last stitch, right here, I'm going to put 4 single crochets into this corner. 4 of them, all into the corner. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm going to continue down this long side, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. I'm going to try to hide that tail as I go. Until I get to the next corner. When you get to the next corner, 4 single crochets in that corner. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now continue putting 1 single crochet in each, just space them out evenly along the short side here. And then when you get to this corner, 4 single crochets into this corner. And then 1 single crochet down this long side here, 1 in every stitch. I'll just go ahead and finish real quick as soon as I'm almost there. And then when you get to your last stitch here, right up here, you want to put 4 single crochets into the last stitch. And then we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet we made over here on this side. Not this chain 1 that's here, but the first single crochet that we made. And then we can go ahead and clip that off. So that's what it looks like. I hid that tail, so go ahead and clip that one. Let's sew in this other one here. Oh, sorry about that. I got a new camera stand, and I'll tell you the truth, I don't particularly like it. It's real slick on the bottom, so it slides on me. I'm gonna have to get a different one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hide this tail here. Just weave it in the back a bit. That's probably good enough. Good enough for now. Okay, now we're going to make it a bow, and it's real easy to do that too. So you want to get a piece of yarn, pretty long one, a couple feet long, maybe 3 feet long, and attach your yarn needle to it like that. Now what you want to do is kind of just guess, try to get it right into the center the best that you can. So just kind of fold it in half is what I kind of do, and then just kind of weave right through like this. Okay, now you can take your needle off for now, and then leave a little bit hanging. Now what we're going to do is take it, squeeze them together like that so it kind of pulls it together. Squeeze your 2 ends. since by weaving it, it'll pull them together, and then tie it in a tight knot there. Like that. Do it a couple times. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take, I'm just going to hold this over to the side for now. Actually, you can clip it if you want a little shorter, and we'll just wrap it in. Now you just take your long piece here. Go ahead and remember I said you can go ahead and take your needle off for now. And wrap it tight around it. You can make the wrap as thick as you want. I usually go back and forth a couple times. Then I look and make sure that it's looking kind of even. Looks like if you look at mine, this side's a little bit longer, so I'll bring the wrap over a little bit more on this side to even it out. Looking pretty good. Now I'm just going to keep wrapping it until I just got a little bit left, okay? And then I'm going to take my yarn needle again, put it back on. This yarn's kind of weird with that gold piece in it. It's hard to get it on that gold fleck of fabric. It's hard to get it on. Okay, once you get it back on, go to the back and we'll kind of weave that tail in a bit. And all I do is kind of weave it through like that. Pull it nice and tight. Go to the other side. Weave it through. Nice and tight. I always look at the front here and make sure it's looking pretty even. And if you look at it, you can see how this side kind of is not as tight as this side, so you can fix that by weaving your tail over there and grabbing that under and over just right there at the corner where it wasn't quite as tight. Hope that's making sense. And then just pull it through tight with you. There we go. That makes it a little bit tighter. That looks pretty good. I'll just go a couple more times to make sure it don't come undone. Yeah, that's good. Now I'm going to clip all these tails off here. Even this one that we knotted up earlier, because it's wrapped in there and ain't going to come undone. So there's your bow. Now you want to take your collar and let me cut some of these tails off that I sewed in so we don't have a bunch of tails hanging and then I won't know what to do with all of them. What I like to do is use these tails here to sew my bow on, because this is the place that we could, you know, the back where the slip stitches ended kind of, and it's don't look as nice as the front. So that's where I sew the bow on to cover that up. So I'm going to use these tails here to do that. Now if your tails are too short, that's fine. Just get a piece of yarn and put it on a yarn needle and sew it on that way. And you just take it, put your bow on here, and I grab through the part that we wound and then go back through my collar. I'm going to do that several times until I run out of back through. See how I'm going back through the part that I wound. And then again back through the collar. Just got to make sure that it's on there really tight. And another thing that you can do, which wouldn't hurt, is hot glue. Because in my experience, hot glue and yarn, never ever, I can't say never ever, but not as long as I've been using it, I've never really seen it come undone. Not even, I mean, it's just, they stick together forever. So just get it on there nice and tight. I'll probably use my other tail here to sew it on there. And if you want to, you can sew it and dab some hot glue on it, you know, just to ensure that it doesn't come off. Just get it on there tight. That's all you got to worry about. And then one more thing I'm going to do once that's done is I am going to sew these, put a little stitch on each side of the bow to hold it there so the bow don't flop up. So another piece of yarn needle, a lot of sewing I guess. And again, here's you could use hot glue for this too. Actually, it would probably be easier if you took a piece of hot glue right here in the center and just dab that bow down. But I'll just go ahead and just center the bow on there on your band. Go from behind, grab the band from the behind, and then the bow, like that. Leave a little bit of string on the back, and then go back over one stitch, back through the band again, like that. And now you can't even see that there's a stitch there. And then what I do is flip it over, kind of ant in my video, and then I tie a couple knots in it so it doesn't come undone, and then I hide the tails. So I just tie a couple knots. I know knots in crochet you shouldn't do, but whatever. I do them all the time. I don't always follow the rules. So I'll just hide this tail, clip this off, hide that tail, and then I'll just come over and I will put a little stitch right there too to make it even. And remember, you can use a little dab of hot glue. It's not going to hurt anything. It won't come undone. So, but I'm going to go ahead and sew my other side on too. Okay, there it is. Super cute. You know, you could even do this for a child. Actually, if you want, just go around the head circumference. People or animals. It's super cute. Make it for an adult if you want to. Since it's so adaptable to make the bow any size and the band any size. But that's it. That's all there is to it. I think it turned out super cute. Steve seemed to like it. I put it on him and he fell asleep. You've seen his photos. But yeah, I hope you enjoy my tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Remember, you can check the click the auto subscribe link that's in the description of this video, and you'll automatically be subscribed, and you'll never miss any of my tutorials or any of my other videos that I put on. So until next time, have a good day.